Our next section is creating an ad hoc group for intervention planning. There may be times when you want to create an ad hoc group of students for intervention planning purposes. For example, if you want to be able to plan for students who may not all be in the same class, or a guidance counselor may want to be able to monitor how students are doing and they don't have a class assigned to them. In order to create an ad hoc group, you're going to access the Advanced Search tab. And in order to access the Advanced Search tab, you need to be in the early warning system. So again, I'll walk through this first, and then we will do it together, and then I'll give you time to do it on your own. You will be in the early warning system, and on the left-hand side, you will see a tab that says Search. Click on Search. Next, you will see that it shows you that you can do a single student search, or you can do an advanced search. Click on Advanced. And then it has multiple areas that you can filter for. For the purposes of this training, I'm going to keep the search rather broad in nature, since it's a testing site and there's not a lot of other filters that would be applicable right now. So I'm going to go ahead, but just so you can see, you can search by their early warning system levels. You can search by support level. You can search whether or not the students have plans or not, and you can search by grade levels, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and search for 5th graders. And I'm going to go ahead and look at both genders, and I'm going to look at in my test school. Once you have listed all the filters that you want to include when you're looking for your group of students, you click on Update List. And now I have a list of students that met my search criteria. So these are the 5th graders that are in my particular school. And you can see that there are 28 that met my search criteria, 28 students. I can create a spreadsheet report here if I like. I don't want to for the purposes of creating an ad hoc group. What I want to do now is I want to put together an ad hoc group from this list of 28 students. To choose the students that I want included in my ad hoc group, I simply click next to their name. And once I click next to their name, it highlights that row. Don't click directly on the student's name. That will open up the student menu and student tools. That sometimes happens, but just click next to the students' names of those students that you want included in your group. So I've just randomly chosen a few students that I want in my ad hoc group. Once I've chosen those students, I'm going to click on the Create Group button that's over here on the upper right-hand side in the blue ribbon. It's now going to ask me to name my group. I'm just going to name this my 5th grade, and I'll pretend like these are students I want to watch in the area of literacy, 5th grade literacy group. And then once I name my group, I'm going to click on this button that says Next. And it's going to ask for possible managers. So who do I want to include as possible managers? And you can type in a couple of the first letters and it will find the person for you. So I'm going to say Molly Tess is going to be the possible manager. That's myself. And once you find the person that's going to be the possible manager, you're going to click on Add. Once I click on Add, you will see that it moves my name over here to the right-hand side. So you can see that Molly Tess is the manager. I'm also able to include a possible members by searching the same way that I searched for the manager, so I could add an additional person as a possible member. And remember that managers and members associated with the group have the same permissions relative to the students. If you want to make sure that groups stay intact, especially if one of your staff is going to be leaving, make sure someone who is staying is added as a member. And once you have that done, you click on Save and Continue. And it's going to ask me if I want to stay, create this group and stay on this page, or do I want to create my group and go to the group page. I'm going to click Create Group and go to Group Page. And this takes me back to my group page. And now you can see I have a new ad hoc group. If you look on the left-hand side of my screen, you'll see it says ad hoc groups, and I have one now that's named 5th grade literacy group. And these were the students that I had chosen to put in my ad hoc group. And now I will be able to create plans for these students, monitor these students, treat these students in the same way that I treat students, for example, in my homeroom. So that's how to create an ad hoc group. Now that I've done that, we're going to walk through that same process together. So everyone get ready. If you're not already on your early warning system page, go ahead and click on early warning system. Once you've done that, you're going to look over on the left-hand side, which is your navigation pane, and you're going to click on this tab that says Search. Once you do that, you're going to click on the tab that says Advanced. And now, as I indicated, you can choose your filter choices, but keep it broad for the purposes of today's training. I'm going to choose a grade level. I'm going to choose 5th grade. And then I'm going to scroll down and choose my school, which in my case is DPI Test School. You would choose your own. And then after you've done that, you're going to click on Update List. And now I have the number of students. Now you're going to randomly choose the students that you want to include in your ad hoc group by highlighting, by clicking next to their name. I'm going to do that again since I did that a little too quickly perhaps. Just click next to the student's name that you want included in your ad hoc group, and it will highlight the row. Remember, don't click directly on the student because that will bring up your student menu and student tools, but click next to the students' names. And once you've chosen the students that you want in your ad hoc group, you'll click on this button that says Create Group. The Create Group button is located in the blue ribbon on the upper right-hand side of your page. Click on Create Group. Once you do that, you're going to name your group. And then you're going to click on Next. Next, you're going to add your name as the possible manager. So you can either find your name in the list by scrolling through the list or starting to type your name. And then once you have your name chosen, you're going to click on Add, and it moves it over to the right-hand side. Now you're going to click on Save and Continue. I'm just going to wait a second here and make sure you found your name and then clicked on add. And then click save and continue. And then you have these two choices. You can either stay on this page or you can go back to your group page. We're going to go back to our group page. So you're actually going to click on the second button. And that's going to take you back to your class. And then you have all your classes listed up top, and then you have your ad hoc group that you just created underneath this that says ad hoc groups. Now I'm going to pause and allow you to create an ad hoc group on your own by going to the search tab and then going to advanced search, and we'll answer any questions you have.